The Young and the Restless spoilers a web of betrayals, the tragic dance of Adam, Chelsea, and Sally. Many passionate fans have long speculated that the love shared by Adam and Chelsea is nothing more than a brief, fleeting flame, an illusion of passion that is doomed to crumble under the weight of betrayal and self-destruction. In the tangled web of relationships that defines their lives, Adam emerges as a figure who thrives on chaos and manipulation, a man whose very nature seems to relish in the destruction of the happiness of those around him. His actions, driven by a twisted set of beliefs and a relentless need to assert control, have repeatedly proven that he is incapable of sustaining a genuine, nurturing love. Adam is not the kind of man who values loyalty or commitment. Instead, he is driven by a dark, almost pathological compulsion to sabotage others. His ideas and motivations are as erratic as they are dangerous, revealing a mind that operates on a level removed from conventional morality. He sees the lives of those around him as mere pawns in a game that he is determined to win, and in doing so, he leaves a trail of broken hearts and shattered dreams. Chelsea, one of his many casualties, has learned this lesson the hard way. The deep scars she carries are not just the marks of a betrayed lover, they are the lasting reminders of a relationship built on the ruins of her hopes and aspirations. Not long ago, Adam committed a betrayal that would forever haunt Chelsea. In a moment of weakness, or perhaps in a calculated bid for power, Adam chose to forsake the trust and love that Chelsea had so willingly given him. He betrayed her to pursue a relationship with Sally, a decision that left Chelsea drowning in sorrow and despair. The pain of this betrayal was not merely a momentary sting, it was a deep and enduring wound, one that Chelsea has struggled to heal over time. The memory of Adam's treachery is a constant presence in her mind, a relentless reminder that the love she once believed in was nothing but an illusion, and that even the most passionate emotions can be undermined by deception. Yet, in a twist that only deepens the tragedy of their entangled lives, Adam's penchant for manipulation did not end with his betrayal of Chelsea. In a move designed to provoke even more chaos and suffering, he once again became involved with Chelsea, this time in a secret affair orchestrated with the intent to wound Sally. Adam's actions here are emblematic of his overall behavior. He is not interested in fostering genuine connections, but rather in stirring up turmoil wherever he goes. His involvement with Chelsea, far from being an act of reconciliation or redemption, was yet another calculated maneuver meant to inflict pain on those who had come to care for him. Sally, already reeling from the earlier betrayal, was plunged into deeper anguish as she discovered that the man she once trusted was capable of such duplicity. The shock and sorrow that enveloped Sally only fueled a growing anger and resentment towards Adam, a bitterness that now threatens to consume every aspect of her life. The fallout from these betrayals is not confined solely to the tumultuous love triangle between Adam, Chelsea, and Sally. The ripples of Adam's actions have reached far beyond the confines of this singular relationship, impacting the lives of many who are caught in the crossfire. One such casualty is Sally's partner, Billy, who now finds himself embroiled in his own set of conflicts. Recently, the strain of working alongside Sally has begun to take its toll on their relationship. Disagreements over professional matters have become increasingly frequent, leading to a gradual breakdown in their communication. Once a partnership marked by mutual respect and shared aspirations, Sally and Billy now find themselves drifting apart. The constant bickering and unresolved tensions have left Sally with a sense of foreboding about her future, a future where the shadows of her current relationship threaten to eclipse any chance of happiness. For Sally, the realization that her future may be bleak is as crushing as it is inevitable. The toxicity of her relationship with Adam has cast a long shadow over her life, and the disintegration of her bond with Billy only adds to her sense of despair. The toxic love that once promised excitement and passion now appears as nothing more than a series of unfortunate events, a cascade of betrayals and broken promises. In her heart, Sally knows that she must break free from this destructive cycle, yet the path to liberation is fraught with uncertainty and fear. The very thought of extricating herself from a life that has become synonymous with pain is both daunting and overwhelming. Meanwhile, Chelsea finds herself ensnared in a trap of her own making. Her trust in Adam has been shattered, and yet the emotional scars he has left behind continue to haunt her every day. The realization that her life is spiraling out of control fills her with a deep-seated dread. Each day brings with it the possibility of yet another betrayal, another instance where the fragile foundation of her heart could be shattered into irreparable pieces. The delicate balance that she once managed to maintain is now precarious, and the fear of being hurt again looms large over her future. Despite her best efforts to reclaim her life, the specter of Adam's deceit remains a constant, relentless force in her existence. In this labyrinth of lies and manipulation, every character is left to grapple with the consequences of Adam's actions. His relentless pursuit of chaos has turned what might have been a simple love story into a tragic saga of heartbreak and disillusionment. The narrative of Adam, Chelsea, and Sally is a poignant reminder that in the realm of human relationships, love and betrayal are often two sides of the same coin. While the allure of passionate romance may initially captivate, it is the underlying currents of betrayal and deceit that ultimately determine the fate of those involved. For fans who have followed this saga with bated breath, the unfolding drama is both mesmerizing and heartbreaking. The consensus among many is that Adam's character is fundamentally flawed, a man who is incapable of maintaining the love that he so recklessly disrupts. His actions speak louder than any words of promise or affection, revealing a pattern of behavior that is as self-destructive as it is damaging to those around him. As the story continues to evolve, one can only wonder if redemption is even possible for someone so deeply entrenched in the art of betrayal. Or, perhaps, this tragic narrative is destined to repeat itself, a relentless cycle of love, loss, and the inevitable fallout of a man who refuses to change. In the end, the saga of Adam, Chelsea, and Sally serves as a cautionary tale. It is a vivid illustration of how personal demons and unchecked ambitions can lead to a cascade of events that not only destroy individual lives but also unravel the very fabric of trust and commitment. While the allure of fleeting passion may offer temporary solace, it is the enduring strength of genuine love, built on mutual respect and honesty, that remains the true foundation of any lasting relationship. For now, the future of these characters hangs in the balance, teetering on the edge of uncertainty, a dramatic testament to the enduring human struggle between desire and morality. In the turbulent corridors of Genoa City, where betrayal and passion interlace into a tapestry of heartbreak and despair, a new scandal has erupted, one that threatens to tear apart the already fragile bonds within a family. The stage is set when Sally, overwhelmed by a recent argument with Billy over work-related issues, finds herself at a crossroads. In a moment of reckless vulnerability, she reaches out to Adam, a man whose reputation for chaos and infidelity is as notorious as it is dangerous. On a crisp evening, with tension simmering beneath the surface, Sally and Adam meet in a quiet, upscale restaurant. The atmosphere is tense yet charged with a forbidden electricity. Adam, who has long prided himself on his unpredictable nature and the ability to manipulate those around him, sees this encounter as another opportunity to assert his dominance over the lives of those who have dared to love him. Sally, reeling from her discontent and desperate for solace, finds herself drawn into Adam's dark, enigmatic orbit. They sit in a secluded corner of the restaurant, their hushed conversation punctuated by the clinking of silverware and the low murmur of other diners, unaware that fate has cast uninvited witnesses to their clandestine reunion. As the evening wears on, the initial guarded conversation gives way to a warmth that belies the betrayal at hand. In a moment that seems to suspend time, Sally and Adam share an embrace, one that is as tender as it is tumultuous. Their closeness, charged with illicit passion, is a stark contrast to the cold detachment that has marred much of their previous interactions. For Sally, this embrace is a desperate attempt to reclaim a sense of worth and validation, even if it comes at the cost of further self-destruction. Adam, ever the agent of chaos, sees in it not a reconnection of hearts, but yet another move in his perennial game of control and manipulation. However, as if orchestrated by the cruel hands of destiny, the unfolding scene does not remain a private affair. At a nearby table, Chelsea and Connor, two souls whose lives are irrevocably intertwined with the repercussions of Adam's actions, happen upon the unfolding drama. For Chelsea, this is just another instance in a long series of betrayals and shocking revelations. Over the years, she has grown desensitized to Adam's unpredictable behavior. The scars of his previous transgressions have long since become a part of her daily existence, and though the sting of betrayal is ever present, it no longer elicits the same raw shock or panic that it might have in a time when hope still flickered in her heart. For Connor, however, this moment is nothing short of catastrophic. The young boy, whose already delicate world has been rocked by the instability of his parents' relationship, now finds himself a reluctant witness to yet another act of betrayal. Earlier that day, he had clung to the fragile hope that his parents might finally find harmony, a hope that was brutally dashed as he watched the apparent reconciliation between his father and the woman he once revered. Now, as his eyes fall upon the clandestine meeting between Sally and Adam, his heart shatters once more. The scene is seared into his memory. His father, a man whose actions have repeatedly betrayed the trust and love that should have bound their family together, entwined in an embrace with Sally. For Connor, the pain is doubled, a relentless agony that twists his young mind into a churning storm of betrayal, anger, and helplessness. As the reality of the moment sinks in, Connor's internal world begins to crumble. His youthful trust in the sanctity of family and loyalty is undermined once again by the treacherous actions of a man he once looked up to. The hurt and confusion in his eyes are a silent testament to the betrayal he cannot fully comprehend. For him, the ideals of family and unity have been replaced by an overwhelming sense of loss and hatred directed at a father who seems to prioritize fleeting passions over the well-being of those who depend on him. Yet, in his tender state, Connor finds himself powerless to challenge the tide of events. The betrayal feels insurmountable, a crushing weight that he must bear in silence, deep within the recesses of his soul. Meanwhile, Chelsea remains stoically detached, having endured this familiar dance of betrayal for far too long. Her past is littered with broken promises and fleeting moments of intimacy that never transcended into lasting love. To her, Adam's infidelities have become almost routine, a recurring theme in a narrative that she now views with a resigned sense of inevitability. She watches the scene unfold, not with shock or despair, but with a detached sense of expectation. For Chelsea, this is simply another chapter in a long, painful saga, a tale of love turned toxic and trust shattered into irreparable fragments. The ramifications of this fateful evening ripple outwards, leaving the characters to grapple with the mounting consequences. Sally, in her desperate attempt to escape the confines of a suffocating relationship with Billy, now finds herself entangled in an affair that only deepens the wounds of the past. Her inner turmoil is palpable as she vacillates between a longing for affection and the realization that each act of betrayal brings with it a heavy price, a price that might ultimately be too high to pay. The fragile veneer of her life, already marred by conflict and strife, now bears the fresh scars of yet another transgression, leaving her to question whether the search for solace is worth the cost of further heartbreak. In stark contrast, Billy, who has been locked in a battle over work and personal ideologies with Sally, now faces the bitter truth of his own isolation. The disagreements that once seemed surmountable have now evolved into an intractable divide, rendering their communication strained and sparse. As the couple drifts further apart, the professional discord intertwines with personal betrayal, creating a volatile mix that casts a long shadow over their future together. For Billy, the erosion of trust is both a personal and professional crisis, a double-edged sword that leaves him wondering if reconciliation is even possible when the foundations of their relationship have been so thoroughly undermined. Amidst the chaos, the most profound casualty remains young Connor. His small, impressionable world has been shattered by the ceaseless cycle of betrayal and conflict, leaving him to bear the weight of an adult world that seems utterly indifferent to the pain of a child. Every whispered conversation, every stolen glance between his parents, now carries an additional layer of betrayal, a layer that etches deep lines of sorrow and resentment into his very being. The quiet torment that he experiences in the wake of witnessing his father's betrayal transforms into a burning fury, a fury directed at the man who, time and again, has failed to protect the sanctity of his family. Yet, even as his anger festers, Connor is painfully aware of his own powerlessness. His small voice is lost in the clamor of deceit and despair, leaving him with nothing but the bitter knowledge that some wounds, especially those inflicted by the ones we trust the most, may never fully heal. As the night unfolds and the characters return to their separate lives, the consequences of that fateful meeting linger like a dark cloud over their futures. Adam, ever the master of manipulation, leaves the restaurant with an air of casual nonchalance, as if the havoc he has wrought is but a fleeting amusement. Sally, burdened by the duality of her actions and the mounting pressures of her crumbling relationship with Billy, retreats into a world of regret and uncertainty. Chelsea, hardened by years of emotional warfare, carries on with a resigned acceptance of the cyclical nature of betrayal, while Connor is left to navigate the turbulent aftermath of a night that has irreversibly altered his understanding of trust and loyalty. In this intricate web of relationships, every character is irrevocably altered by the events of one single night. The delicate balance between love and betrayal has tipped ever so far, leaving in its wake a trail of broken hearts and shattered dreams. For Connor, the realization that his father's actions have irrevocably betrayed the promise of familial unity is a devastating blow, a blow that deepens his sense of isolation and ignites a burning resentment that he can do nothing to quell. For Sally, the pursuit of fleeting comfort through an embrace with Adam only compounds the inevitable heartache, as she finds herself trapped in a cycle of self-destruction that seems to offer no escape. And for Chelsea, the resigned acceptance of Adam's betrayals serves as both armor and prison, a reminder that, in a world where loyalty is a rare commodity, the only certainty is the ever-present potential for betrayal. This night, etched indelibly into the annals of their shared history, stands as a stark reminder that the bonds of family and love are fragile at best. It is a night when the weight of personal demons and unchecked desires converge to produce a moment of profound loss that reverberates through the hearts of all who are caught in its wake. In the end, the echoes of this betrayal will continue to haunt the lives of those involved, a perpetual testament to the enduring human struggle between the yearning for love and the inevitable specter of betrayal.